How's it going, everyone? Cameron here with CardNPop. Today we have a exclusive Funko Pop haul, and by exclusive I mean you can probably tell from the camera we have quite a bit of pops from conventions, exclusives, big box stores, Target, things like that. So we definitely want to get into showcasing some of these. We believe that some are going to be future Grails. We believe some are just, you know, wonderful pickups to add your collection if you're a fan of the show or whatever it may be. So what I'm going to do is actually clear this table off and then show each one individually. So give us literally 1 second and we'll get right to it. So the very first pop that we wanted to showcase to you guys is actually the first Ben 10 pop of any series that they've been coming out with, and this is the Ben 10 Swampfire, or Ben 10 as Swampfire, New York Comic-Con exclusive. Now, not to confuse you, I'm Cameron, but as y'all probably seen some of our videos, we have another Cameron. He actually picked this up from Funko's shop, or Funko's, you know, the online store, and unfortunately you kind of have to be at the con to get the con exclusive sticker. So all these, most of them, I think all of them in fact will, in our haul will showcase the shared sticker, which if you don't know, it just says Funko exclusive 2022 Fall Convention Limited Edition. But there have been, you know, words and rumors and so on and so forth that will be a whole line of Ben 10 coming out, but this is just the first one. Again, Ben 10 as Swampfire. I don't know as much about Ben 10. I know that other folks my age definitely love this show as a part of, you know, their childhood. So super cool mold, and obviously we're going to showcase this on our little turntable. But I mean, he's got like a really cool translucent fireball in one hand, and he's on a stand. He's kind of in a unique pose. So I love any pop that honestly has a dynamic pose to it. So first one up, Ben 10. So our second pop, or pops I should say, to show off are actually these really cool comic book style Star Wars pops from, as you can tell right there, from Target. And we've actually got these same molds before, however they are just made in the comic book variant, and obviously you can tell the box is different. The figure itself has that sort of aesthetic to it, and on the back, as some pops would have, you know, the line or the series, here we just have each one's comic book cover. So they're pretty unique, honestly. I know a lot of people, out-of-box collectors, want to display these out-of-box on their shelves, but I would love to have these, you know, just on my wall or whatever, because of the uniqueness of each one. And like I said, these are already based off of a previous mold. Like for instance, Emperor Palpatine has blue lightning fingers, and or the blue lightning, you know. So yeah, these are really cool. Obviously, he's got the comic book cover on the back there as well. So we decided to pick a couple of these up at our local Target. I mean, these boxes are basically 9.5 condition, if not better. So it's always nice to be able to get, you know, fresh pops, one would say, because lately the Target by my house, everything looks pretty much destroyed. So obviously we're going to showcase both these on our wonderful little turntable. But yeah, that's pops 2 and 3. So to introduce our fourth pop, this is actually my favorite character from the latest Andor series. If you haven't seen it, it's actually a really cool series. Definitely have enjoyed it much more than all the other Star Wars series that have come out, if I'm going to give you my honest opinion. But this is also from the New York Comic-Con. And if you happen to get the actual like exclusive New York Comic-Con sticker, both B2-EMO and the Anakin, those kind of pops right now are like upwards of $100+. So obviously this is not that. This is just the shared sticker. However, it's still a really great pop. I believe that like when this first dropped, it kind of was sold out too. It was a little tricky to get, but again, Haas, or Cameron, the other Cameron, managed to snag it as well. Now this, much like the other Star Wars pops, this is kind of a solo pop, so it's not necessarily associated with a series yet, I suppose. But this, again, B2-EMO, I mean, they put so much personality and character into this droid. So I would definitely recommend to any Star Wars fan, if you haven't watched the show, definitely give it a watch. And this is probably one I'm gonna pick up. I mean, I told Cameron if he sees another one dropping that's, you know, within financial means, pick one up and I'll pay for it. So we're gonna, all of these going on the wonderful spinny wheel to kind of give you an all-around shot of what they look like. Now, if you don't know, Star Wars Pops do have to stay on these stands. It's part of just their contract. And believe it or not, little B2-EMO still has a bobblehead. That's just part of their contract. So you can kind of tell that it's in there, but I think it's a little bit more realistic than a, you know, a normal Star Wars character with a bobblehead. So definitely cool pop. Definitely worth picking up. All right, so for pop number 5, we actually have such a cool pop. Now, I myself, I don't collect animation or anime or anything like that. However, Haas once again came in clutch, and as of like yesterday, got this pop in, and this is from the winter convention that actually was in Brazil. So these dropped, and he managed to pick one up. Again, shared sticker, not the actual con sticker, but this is Smee and Skull from Yu-Gi-Oh! And if anyone is equal to our age and remembers this from like the very first wave of Yu-Gi-Oh! Playing cards, or the TCG one would say, you could get him in like a booster tin or whatever they used to be called back then. I very much remember seeing those, you know, metallic tins similar to what Pokemon has, and getting him in some of those. And so he's super detailed, really cool. It's kind of odd seeing some of these without stands, because all I collect are Star Wars and they all come with stands and are bobbleheads. So it's really cool to finally see something you can just plop on your desk as like a standalone if you don't want to keep the box. But really cool figure. And on the back here, they obviously have the Blue Eyes Toon Dragon and My Valentine. So part of that series right there. But super cool pop. I think this would be really rad if they had like a Chase variation where his like eyes glowed in the dark or something like that, or his wings. But regardless, definitely worth a pickup if you're, I mean, honestly, you don't even need to be a Yu-Gi-Oh! Like super fan, just a fan of TCGs, animation, things like that. Really cool pop. So moving right along to pops 6 and 7, actually completing our full set of the Ninja Turtles as Power Rangers are the New York Comic Con exclusive Mikey and Raphael. Actually, fun fact about this Mikey one, it's the first Ninja Turtle pop to be featured as Mikey and not his full name of Michelangelo, which is great because, you know, you ask any fan, any collector, like, oh, who's your favorite Ninja Turtle? They'll say Mikey. They won't call him, you know, Michelangelo. But it's just a really, really unique pop. And again, like I mentioned, we already have the Leonardo Donatello. We got the Shredder. So these, for now, until they release more, obviously, are completing that line of the power. I mean, what a better combo than taking two, you know, 1990s icons like the Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles and mushing them together and creating like something that's truly unique. So we're super stoked to have these and complete that line so far with Leonardo and Mikey. So definitely worth pickups. All right, so for pops 8 and 9, we have the same pop, kind of, but I mean, it should be pretty obvious to you guys on the camera. We have the normal Entertainment Earth exclusive Tamura Shigaraki, as well as the Chase. Now, we definitely did not buy a case to get the Chase, but we totally did, because sometimes these can be very hard to come by. They can be very difficult buying at retail, and the second that they're gone, I mean, people are having, especially My Hero Pops, they're having them at, you know, 2, 3, 4 times their retail, which, you know, is part of Funko. It's part of the whole collecting world, but we want to try to get them, you know, within means. So getting a case, yes, was obviously more than just snagging the Chase in the wild, but this guaranteed us, you know, completing a part of our collection. So here we have both sets. Obviously, My Hero, one of the largest collections if you want to start collecting these, so a little daunting, but we already have sort of between our trifecta of YouTube channel here, we have quite a bit of these, so it's always nice to complete a set of not just like the common and the Chase, but also completing part of a full line. So these two, again, going to showcase on the wonderful Spinorama. And I will say, let me just make a quick comment. Seeing some chase figures, sometimes, you know, the chase is a little lazy. You don't know where they're going to go with it, whether it's going to be black and white or metallic or glow in the dark, whatever it may be. But I feel like My Hero, they do an excellent job with like creating different molds, poses, you know, hand, no hand, mask, no, or just completely different shapes and molds for the chase figures. So it's always really nice to see these, and they're just really cool looking figures. So would always recommend, if you're an anime fan, picking up or getting started on the My Hero line. But we have a few more. I promise, y'all stick around. We got a few more things to show off. See you soon. Quick interruption, you guys. I just wanted to let you know that if you've made it this far into our video, first of all, thank you. But second of all, if you've been enjoying our content, you've seen a couple videos, you really want to see what we do in the future, please, it helps us so much if you like, comment, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, all those things. It super helps our channel, and it helps us able to create content for you guys. So if you want to, you know, check us out, support us, do a few of those things for us, you can check the description below as well. And we have some affiliate links that you can go and check out and find some coupon codes with different people that we have had, you know, wonderful experiences with. And that helps us out a little bit too to continue to make content for the channel. But I won't bore y'all with all of that too much longer. We're going to get right back into showcasing some of our other pops. All right, guys. So for pop number 10, it's not much of a pop. It's more of a soda. So this is Eric Draven. Now, if y'all don't know who that is, it was a wonderful movie in the 90s called The Crow. And honestly, this one sort of surprised me because obviously it's, you can see right here, it's the New York Comic Con shared sticker once again. But it just was so out of the blue to me. It didn't really seem like they were releasing other genre of like things related to The Crow or even like action horror kind of stuff. So it seemed really out of left field. But regardless, I love The Crow. I remember watching it at a friend's house when I was real little and not understanding what the heck was going on. I do know though that this is the common. As y'all could tell, we had already taken the plastic off. But he kind of got a little bit of flack for this particular figure because the common, as you can see, which I'm going to show you right here, and we'll show on the turntable, he's, you know, he's really cool mold, pretty awesome detail in his face paint and stuff. But for the chase, he's doing the same exact thing, but there's a crow like on his arm right here. So I think it was kind of cool, obviously, but a lot of people were kind of hating on it. But it's still a really unique soda, in my opinion, because we haven't got anything like this. But the common itself is 1 out of 13,750, with the total count being 16,500, which once again, Funko kind of coming in with some weird piece counts for some of these. But regardless, super cool soda, and I think we're definitely going to try to either buy the chase or, you know, buy a few more of these for openings so that we can hunt for the chase, because buying the chase, to us, we don't get to show you guys the fun of, you know, opening it, so we want to save that for you guys. But we're going to move right along. 11, we have Smee with Skull Rock. Now, for those who might not know what this is actually a Pop Town, which is a very large display Funko Pop figure. Now, I would preface by telling people, hey, if you kind of have a small room, maybe you already have a large collection, this might not be the, you know, pop for you, because it does take up quite a lot of space. I mean, it's bigger than my head. So if you do have the space for it, I mean, these Pop Towns are super unique. This is, for instance, this one's 2 pieces, so you could display it in a different way. But I definitely feel like these are intended for out-of-box collectors. Now, obviously, some people prefer in-box, and they want to even find a pop protector for these massive things. But this definitely is a really unique piece that I think would look great on a shelf out of box. Maybe you keep the box nice and pretty out, you know, somewhere where the box won't get smashed, so that you can put it up later. But much like all the other ones that we've showcased, this is part of the New York Comic Con exclusive that we've continued to show you. But yes, this is really, really cool. Obviously from, as it says down here, Disney Classics. This is from Peter Pan. my brother actually, Nathan, who's behind the camera, has talked, you know, for the past couple of years of getting a tattoo of Skull Rock because Peter Pan is his favorite Disney movie. So it would be very fitting to have that. Now, if his wife approves a skull tattoo, we shall see. But this other fun fact that I'm about to share is that this is actually our first Pop Town, but it's not the largest Pop we have in our collection. We have some very large ones, but as a display piece, this is still massive. So definitely excited to add it to the collection. Even the back has, like, you can see we have some like silhouettes of like Peter. I think he's down here. Let me make sure. Yeah, we have some of the Lost Boys, and we obviously have Captain Hook's ship, but there's like scenes from the movie, it almost looks like, on the side. So even the box art's really, really cool. So if you have a chance to pick this up, I definitely recommend it. So yeah, guys, we actually only have one more Pop left, but I think it's gonna be a future Grail. So let me get that right out for you. So for Pop number 12, this is the one that we all kind of agree, even folks, you know, in the community and in Discord groups, things like that, that they're saying could potentially be a future Grail. Now, this particular Pop is still fairly new, still from the New York Comic-Con convention, but there's just a lot of fans of this show. Since people were kids, they grew up watching this, but we have none other than Steve from Blue's Clues. Now,
so as Cameron said, we do believe this will become a Grail just because it is the first one in the line and it brings back a lot of nostalgia. The Pop itself is great. It's super simple, but also awesome at the same time. But if y'all made it this far into the video, we much appreciate it, and we will catch you in the next one, and we hope that everyone has a great holiday.